Hey everyone, welcome back to GTM Designs. It's been a while since the last upload, but today we're jumping right back in with something exciting. We're going to create a simple yet powerful concept art to introduce one of my characters. The character model is already done and fully textured using ZBrush and Substance Painter. For the environment, we'll be using some Quixel Bridge assets that I've already imported into Blender. Now, let's start assembling everything. Arranging the assets to build a simple yet cinematic composition that can serve as a dramatic stage for our hero. For the hero asset in the background, we'll be using Trepo 3D. Just upload a reference image and let the AI generate the 3D model for you. It's quick, convenient, and surprisingly good for background elements. We live in the era of AI tools, and while I'm not the biggest fan of them, I thought why not give it a try? Now back in Blender, once the layout feels right, it's time to set up the camera. Let's start arranging everything to create a solid composition and framing that really brings the character to life. I'll adjust the focal length to give it that cinematic depth and dynamic feel. Framing the scene so the viewer's eye naturally lands on our hero. Next, we'll build the mood and lighting. I'm going for a volcanic warm tone, something that visually reflects the heat, anger, and energy of the character. To start, I'll tweak the world settings to a reddish-brown hue, then add a volumetric cube to introduce some atmospheric depth and tension in the scene. Now for the lighting, we'll be using area lights for a softer, more natural glow. I couldn't stay active on YouTube for a while due to some personal reasons, but now it's time for a creative restart. And what better way than with a character introduction illustration? It's all about tweaking the strength, color, and placement until the environment feels alive and cinematic. Once that's done, let's move to the pose. Switching to pose mode, I'll give the character a strong, grounded stance that reflects his attitude and emotion. Oh, and almost forgot, the teeth. Let's quickly add that in for completeness. Finally, it's render time. I'll render the character in cycles for better realism, and the environment in Eevee for faster output. Then, we'll bring everything into Photoshop for final compositing and color grading, adding those finishing touches that make the artwork pop. Here, we need to bring the foreground element from the environment render and place it above the character layer. Select the foreground layer and add a gradient shadow to create more depth. Erase the highlighted areas to make it blend naturally. Do the same for the character layer as well. Select the layer by holding Ctrl and clicking on the layer thumbnail. Now add a new layer above the character layer. Change the layer blending mode, or the brush blending mode, to color dodge for highlights and light wrap from the environment. For creating shadows, use the multiply blending mode. Now, we can blur the background layer and add some noise to help all the elements blend together. You can also select the foreground layer, apply a lens blur, and add a little grain for realism. Once that's done, select all the layers and group them. Then add a new layer on top and apply a vignette effect to make the center portion of the composition pop. I'm using PureRef to copy and place the asset images into Photoshop. We have God rays to add in front of the character and fire particles to add in the background. Add these images and change their blending modes to suit the scene. Most of the time, screen mode works best. Finally, it's time for the finishing touches. Add some filters and effects, things like curves, color lookups, invert, and exposure adjustments. This will bring everything together and give the artwork that final, polished, cinematic look. And there we go, a fresh start, a new piece, and the first step in reawakening this channel. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more behind the scenes concept art and character design videos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep creating. See you in the next one.